Whether you're new to Tana or you're looking to deepen your understanding of the tool, this playlist is here to give you a solid foundation. It is a set of excerpts from our course Unlock Tana, which will help you decide if you like the course and if you want to go deeper into it, or just help you build a solid foundation of Tana. So it's a win either way. And even if you don't decide to purchase the course, there's other ways to support me. If this is helpful to you and you want to pursue your Tana by yourself, you can use my affiliate link to sign up below. Now, the purpose of this series is not to convince you that Tana is a great tool. I've tried to do that in other videos, which I'll link to. But for someone coming in completely cold, I think it's worthwhile to give a quick overview of why Tana is so special. Essentially, it allows you to structure and manage a large amount of information seamlessly and minimize the work required with trying to find things that you've entered somewhere and link this note to that note. You can do everything in Tana, your meeting notes, your tasks, your ideas, your project management, and everything becomes richly connected together so that you can find what you're looking for very quickly and move a lot quicker in your work. My original plan was to just publish the content as is, but when I had a look at the first video on outliners, I realized that it's a little bit dry and not exactly the best point of departure. So in this video, I'm going to provide a quick overview of the full course syllabus, what we cover in the series, and then also just provide you a quick overview of the interface so that you don't dive into Tana and get any surprises. So looking at the syllabus, there's really 5 core modules: getting comfortable in Tana, the introduction to Tana's key functionality, a deep dive into systematic input and organization, how to retrieve information in Tana, and then familiarizing yourself with Tana's extended functionality. This is really an introduction over here. And then at the end of each module, there's a getting practical section just to help you implement this and walk along as you build your own workspace out. And what we're going to be looking at in this series is just this module 2, which is introduction to Tana's key functionality. That's looking at outliners, an introduction to the object-based approach, and that looks at super tags, fields, and then related content. Just a note on the terminology, the object-based approach is not something that Tana uses in its own marketing or whatever. It's more of a framework to describe how to work with the different elements of Tana and put them all together. And I think it's very helpful to start with that point of departure as you start your Tana journey, because it becomes very powerful down the line. Another thing which I think is valuable to add here is that Module 5 is only about familiarizing yourself with this functionality. Tana's commands and AI is incredibly powerful. They are building a platform tool that enables you to build these custom workflows, essentially having these agents in your own workspace doing work for you. But I prefer to go for simplicity, especially as you're getting started in any new tool. The complexity can become overwhelming quite quickly and you forget what it's all about. So I really emphasize simplicity and using the core functionality to build what you need instead of getting distracted with this from the get-go. Now I'm going to give you a quick overview of the Tana interface, and I am recorded this a number of times because I'm trying to find the balance between throwing you in the deep end and not giving you all the little nitty-gritty details. But let's see how we go. So on the left over here, I have my navigation pane, which helps me to quickly navigate to different pieces of information. I can expand that and collapse that, but you'll see that I start from a today node. And this is an important part of Tana's methodology. I've brought up one more lesson from the course, which is valuable because it's a new paradigm when you start working with a daily note. And the way that I like to think about it is one of those old A4, A5 daily calendars that you had on your desk that you could just scratch notes in. And that's how I think about this daily note approach. It really is just a dumping point for your thoughts and lets you get information into Tana effortlessly. Now you'll see here on the right that I've got this tasks over here, and this is related content, which we'll look at in a later video in this series. Another important point to draw attention to, which might be unfamiliar for some users, is that Tana is an outliner. So it's this whole nested bullet point approach. So if I say here, for instance, went to Musenberg and then did Zen coaching workshop. Now this node over here, I can indent it by saying tab, and this now is nested underneath that node. And outliners can operate as folders of sorts. That's one way to think about it. Now another thing to note is that this itself, this node over here, is also part of a larger outline. And I can see that over here in my breadcrumbs. So if I go to week 5, I can see that my today node is underneath there. But my week 5 is part of a higher level node, 2025. And there's all the weeks from 2025. And then I go up to my daily notes, and then I go to my home page, and there is whole bunch of content over here. So everything is in a single outline. If I go back to my today node, if I click into this node over here, it focuses in on it and I can see its home location through those breadcrumbs over here. And this becomes very important. So these are all nodes. And if I just go back to my home node, another thing that I can do is I can use references, and you'll see this a lot. So if I highlight this and I say @ it enables me to create a reference. Now I can do the same thing for the Zen coaching workshop. So I just highlight that and I say @ what it's doing is creating a new node, and that's important. So I'm creating references to these new nodes. And if I just click on that Musenberg over there and I go up to my library, you can see there that those are nodes that I've created, Zen coaching. And the important thing in Tana is that's not so much where the information is, but how you retrieve it and how you use it. And we look at that in great detail. But if I go into this Musenberg over there, so let me just click in there, I can start adding information underneath this node. So great surfing beach in Cape Town. And then another cool thing is that I can show that information inline if I shift click over there. So what I've shown there is really the points of departure, nodes of information that can relate to other nodes of information. But it's the advanced features that really make this powerful later on. I hope this provides you a great point of departure for the rest of the series and that you can take away a lot from Tana. As I mentioned above, if you want to purchase the course, there's a link below. There's also my affiliate link for Tana, which is another way to support me. Thank you so much and enjoy.